Hola chicos! In this video we're going to cover even more irregular preterite. We've studied various categories of irregular preterite, and today we will cover two more. I-verbs, we've seen a little bit of this, but we'll focus in on some additional I-verbs, and we're also going to learn a brand new category known as J-verbs. Toda la información está libro, página 232, unidad 4, lección 2. La meta. The goal for this particular preterite video is to learn even more of the irregular preterite stems and endings. We will then use these to describe a visit to an ancient site. To connect this with English, we know that some English verbs completely alter their root forms in the past tense. They do not take the standard past tense D or ED. For example, the word bring. When I'm working with this particular verb in the past tense, I wouldn't say he broughted, I have to say he brought. So this doesn't follow the standard rule. Same thing goes with some of the verbs that we conjugate in the past tense in Spanish. We have some irregularities and they don't always follow the same pattern. Traer is not a regular ER verb. I have a stem change. So notice that I have a J. This is going to be one of the J verbs that we learned in this video. Él trajo. Here we have some new and some review. We're going to focus in on 4 verbs today: venir, querer, decir, and traer. All of these, as we know, will be irregular in the preterite. First, starting with venir and querer, we're going to take some prior knowledge. So remember those preterite endings for estar, poder, poner, saber, tener? All of these were our U verbs. So we're going to use the knowledge that we have of the U verbs. Poner, remember this became pus, estar, estuve, tener, tuve, saber, sup, poder, pud. All of these we know are U verbs. As you can see, the stem change now contains a U. Notice that the first letter is in a different color. When we first learned these a few months back, we covered how if you put them in this order, you have the acronym PETS P. So if you have a pet, you know they gotta go. So that's just a helpful way to remember all of these 5 U verbs. My endings for the U verbs, remember I had iste, o, imos, istais, ieron. Remember with U verbs, all these ones that have the stem changes, since I have to worry about all of those changes, I don't need to worry about accents. No hay acentos. Qué suerte. Let's start with the I verbs. Remember that we've already studied the I verb hacer. Remember this was the stem change from HAC to HIC, hence an I verb. And this took place in all of the forms, but remember that the stem change is not HIC, but rather HIZ in the el, ea, usted form. Applying the endings that we know, we now have hice, hiciste, hizo, hicimos, hicisteis, hicieron. Qué fácil. We have 2 new I verbs we're going to learn today: venir and querer. In venir, this particular verb, my stem, VEN, will change to VIN. So I have vine, viniste, vino, vinimos, vinistais, vinieron. Querer, this one changes from QUER to QUIS, so I have quis. I will add my endings to form quise, quisiste, quiso, quisimos, quisistais, quisieron. Muy fácil. No acentos. No accents needed. Some examples of this. Did you all come from the library? ¿Ustedes vinieron de la biblioteca? Remember, I stem change from venir to VIN. Since I'm working in the ustedes form, I will add my ending IERON to form vinieron. Remember that with querer, we have a little bit of a change in meaning. This usually means to want. However, in the preterite, it takes on a new meaning of tried. We tried to see the ruins, but we couldn't. Quisimos ver las ruinas, pero no pudimos. So remember, querer Being an I verb, my stem changes to QUIS. If we're working with the nosotros form, my ending is imos, just like it was in the present tense. Que fácil. We're going to finish up with our J verbs. This is actually our final category of irregular preterite that we're going to study. The stems for the verbs decir and traer are going to now end in a J, hence J verbs. We're going to actually use the exact same endings we've been using with both the U verbs and the I verbs. This time we will have simply drop the I from the ustedes, ellos, ellas form. Our verb decir, our stem now becomes DIJ. Por ejemplo, with my new endings, yo dije, tú dijiste, él, ella dijo, nosotros dijimos, vosotros dijisteis, and our last one, remember, no I is needed, dijeron. Traer will work very similarly. Instead of TRA, I need to add the J. So it becomes tra. Adding my endings, yo traje, tú trajiste, ella trajo, nosotros trajimos, vosotros trajisteis, and no I on our final ending, so it becomes ellos trajeron. Que fácil. Ending off, we have a couple examples. They brought some ceramics from Mexico. Ellos trajeron unas cerámicas de México. And Marcos told me they're handmade. Marcos me dijo que están hechas a mano. Remember, on these ones, I simply add the J, and my endings are the exact same except for the plural, ellos, ellas, ustedes form. I simply have no I. Muchas gracias y adiós.